So, los geht's. Science Quest. Wo müssen wir hin? Wir müssen zur Akademie. Ja komm, ich lese es mal mit.
Hello, we meet again.
Hallo, so sehen wir uns wieder.
How's the investigation going?
Gab es Fortschritte bei der Untersuchung? Hast mir den Brief von Sino gegeben.
Oh, so you were able to find Sino after all. I hope he's doing all right. I read the letter and must admit that I hadn't expected things to be so serious. Sorry. Had I known it would be so dangerous, I never would have gotten you two involved.
Hätte ich auch nicht mit... Hätte ich ihn... nee, da steht nicht mal ihn. Hätte ich euch nicht mit hineingezogen.
It's alright. We wanted to help Sino too.
Wir wollen Sino auch helfen.
I can tell that he really trusts you. The research files stored away in the restricted repository are far from ordinary. Everything there is essentially about dangerous research that's forbidden by the academia. Even I don't usually have authorization to enter, but with this letter from Sino, it shouldn't be a problem.
Vorstellungsschreiben von Sino bekomme, ist das kein Problem.
That's right. Granted, the academia is very supportive when it comes to research. They encourage scholars to conduct all kinds of studies. However, some forms of research have proven to be so dangerous that the Matra have to step in and put a stop to them. Normally, after some particular research becomes prohibited, majority of the related files will be destroyed.
Großteil der Forschungsdaten vernichtet.
But some information may be retained as a record to warn later researchers. Such information is kept in the restricted repository, which is heavily guarded.
Sie kommen in das geheime Aktenarchiv, das von speziellem Personal überwacht wird.
Follow me. I'll show you. Hopefully we'll find the answers that Sino is looking for.
Nach denen Sino gesucht hat.
The restricted repository.
Geheime
sounds kinda dangerous. We'd better keep an eye out.
Wir müssen vorsichtig sein.
Okay, I understand.
Ja, ich verstehe.
Since Sino is vouching for you, I suppose we can trust you. You may browse the information regarding the Court of Desolation. Ask me if you have any questions. But I'd suggest avoiding any other research files. Sometimes the less you know, the better.
So this is the restricted repository. I never thought I'd see the inside of it. This is a first for both you and me.
There are many who do not openly converse with others within the academia. But even so, there are very few who I feel could be trusted with a real secret. Sino happens to be one of them. Even though he's no longer in the academia, I still trust him. And that goes for anyone he trusts as well. The files are over there. Just make it quick.
Gut, die Forschungsdaten sind dort drüben. Schaut sie schnell durch und kommt zügig zurück. Forschungsdaten also. Wo sind die denn? Das hier die Forschungsdokumente. Aufzeichnung eines Berichts über einen Gelehrten, der wegen des Entzifferns verbotener Dokumente zu einer Gefängnisstrafe verurteilt wurde. Oh, perfekt. Das sollte es sein. Oh. Jetzt ist echt alles vorlesen. Ja, gut, dann fangen wir mal an. Trotz wiederholter Verbot wurde die Forschung zum Hof der Trübsal in den letzten 10 Jahren fortgesetzt. Die Forschung zur Geschichte des Hofs der Trübsal ist in 3 Hauptphasen unterteilt: dokumentarische Forschung, Untersuchung und Fanatismus. Die früheste Phase der Forschung ist die relativ einfache dokumentarische Forschung mit geringen Gefahren. Die Ergebnisse dieser Forschungsphase zeigen, dass im Hof der Trübsal Schätze verborgen sein können, die mit Leben und Tod zu tun haben. Hier kommt auch das Gerücht über die Auferstehung der Toten. Auf was folgt, ist eine langwierige Untersuchungsphase. Da alle Dokumente zum Standort des Hofes der Trübsal vage sind, wurde er bisher noch nicht gefunden. Zahlreiche Forscher haben mit großem Aufwand nach dem Hof gesucht, aber sie haben nur einige wenige verbliebene Steintafeln gefunden, auf denen es geschrieben wurde: Der Eintritt in den Hof der Trübsal kostet das Leben. Schnell kristallisierten sich 2 unterschiedliche Interpretationen des Satzes heraus. Einige glaubten, das kostet das Leben der Schlüssel zum Eintritt in den Hof der Trübsal sei, während andere behaupten, dass dies die Bedienung für das Erscheinen des Hofes der Trübsal sei. Da der Hof der Trübsal nie entdeckt wurde, wurde die letztere Ansicht allmählich allgemein anerkannt. Infolgedessen wurden viele Forscher in kürzester Zeit so wahnsinnig, dass sie ihr eigenes Leben opferten in der Hoffnung, dass der Hof der Trübsal erscheinen würde. Da die einschlägigen Forschungen somit immer bedrohlicher wurden, unterlagen sie schließlich einem eindeutigen Verbot. Aber auch danach setzte eine große Menge Gelehrter der Akademie ihre Forschungen im Geheimen fort. Erst nach der Verhaftung von 7 Gelehrten, darunter auch Murtada Radkani, kamen die Forschungen zum Hof der Trübsal erneut zum Erliegen.
Whoa, there's a lot to read here.
Kiyotaka,
have you found anything yet?
Schon Anhaltspunkte entdeckt?
Huh, it reminds Paimon of Sino's former partner.
Partner, den Sino gegenüber erwähnt hat.
His former partner? That would be Taj Radkani, but you're not far off. Murtada Radkani was Taj's only son.
Intitutation ist ziemlich gut. Murtadi Radkani ist Tajis einziger Sohn.
What? Taj's son went to prison for researching the Court of Desolation?
Wurde wegen Forschung zum Hof der Trübsal eingesperrt.
Why do you sound so surprised?
Warum bist du so
You're a Matra, aren't
kein
you?
Matra?
It's just that they arrested him in secret, so it was never publicly known. All I knew was that Taj's son was taken to prison. It's not just me. I bet even Sino didn't know about it.
Nicht einmal Sino davon. Wie könnte ich euch da mehr sagen?
No. Unfortunately, there isn't. He took his own life not long after he went to prison. You've heard about Taj, right? I know Nabil has. Every Matra knows him.
Nicht wahr? Unter den Matra sollte es niemanden geben, der Taj nicht kennt. Und das gilt insbesondere für Nabil.
I would say he's probably pushing 50 this year, which makes him one of the most experienced Matra. He is a man of integrity and honesty, and has made countless achievements. His reputation goes back a long way now.
Unzählige Verdienste im Leben schon vor langer Zeit sehr preistätig.
He used to be Sino's only partner. Taj is also skilled with the polearm, so the two of them used to practice together when they weren't out on a mission.
Taj ebenfalls versiert. In den Sperrtechniken haben die zwei außerhalb des Erledigens von Aufträgen auch vieles voneinander gelernt.
Ah, right. I heard Sino mention that before. But one day, Taj suddenly decided to retire from active duty and transfer to an administrative position. I wonder if it had anything to do with the Mortada incident.
Taj was already very well known by the time Mortada was born. So when Mortada came to study at the Academia, everyone had high expectations of him. He had to face a lot of pressure. Then he had an unpleasant dispute with his father, but they were eventually able to work things out. Not long after they had reconciled, Mortada was caught studying the Court of Desolation, which is in violation of Academia rules.
Hielt ihre Versöhnung nicht lange an. Mortada missachte das Verbot der Akademie, den Hof der Trübsal zu erforschen, und es kam heraus,
Taj arrested his son and put him behind bars. He begged for leniency, but Taj wouldn't agree. Shortly after, Mortada slit his own throat with the pieces of a broken bowl. By the time Taj arrived at the scene, it was already too late. He never had a last chance to see his son. Since then, Taj has been periodically coming to the repository. He'll hold the files from his son's research with a remorseful look on his face. I guess that's why he chose to move to administrative work.
I had no idea that happened. That must be really hard for Taj. I've never heard him mention that to anyone.
That's awful. Paimon feels terrible now. Are you okay, Traveler?
Wait, don't tell me you're starting to suspect Taj now. Impossible. Taj would never do that. I mean, yes, he does have a big reputation and has access to such research. But this is Taj we're talking about. He would never do anything against regulations. Never.
But if you claim that the canned knowledge was originating from the Academia, then Taj is indeed a suspect. Because he was the only one who could have recently gone through research files about the Court of Desolation. There are so many files about those ruins that it would be difficult to restart any research, since the 7 original researchers were put behind bars. It's hard enough just trying to make sense of these files. However, If the files were made into canned knowledge, they could be understood immediately. By doing so, one could restart the research outside the academia without anyone ever noticing.
But even so...
According to the legends, the treasures inside the Court of Desolation could allow someone to see beyond life and death. Or even bring the dead back to life, right? So maybe Taj is trying to bring Mortada back. Though I don't really believe Taj would ever try to do something like that. I'm just telling you what I know. It's the job of the Matra to find the truth and track down criminals. Do you have any questions? If not, it'd be best if you would leave now.
Paimon's kinda confused. What should we do from here?
Oh, now that I think about it, Sino suspected that the canned knowledge was coming from within the academia, right? There's no way so many boxes could ever get through without drawing any attention. Maybe we could try asking people around the gate of the academia and see what we can find. Don't worry, Tosh. I won't let your reputation be tarnished.
Alrighty then, let's go ask around.
Welcher Raum ist denn das? Den kenne ich ja selbst noch gar nicht. Wo war jetzt der Raum? Ja, okay. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wo der Raum war. Ich glaube, der ist nicht mehr betretbar. Eventuell hier? Auch nicht. Nee, das sind nur Fenster. Da wird nirgendwo. Dann befragen wir hier mal ein paar Leute. Fangen wir mit Eve an.
Excuse me. Have you seen any
Waren gesehen, die bei der Akademie ein- und ausgegangen sind.
Huh. Well, yes, but
aber gehen bei
isn't
der
that
Akademie
pretty
nicht
normal?
oft große Mengen von Lieferungen ein und aus.
The academia consumes so many resources each day. Everything from cooking ingredients, raw materials, even equipment for experiments. It's normal for goods to be coming in and out.
Right, but we're looking for shipments with a Matra seal. Have you seen any like that?
Der Matra, hast du sie gesehen?
That I'm not too sure of. I normally wouldn't notice whether the goods have any seals or not. Maybe you should ask someone else.
Frei abgestempelt haben. Frag doch jemand anderen. Ja, perfekt. Ja, keine Ahnung. Ah, der ist ja doch noch da.
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
Eine große Anzahl von Waren gesehen, die bei der Akademie ein- und ausgegangen sind?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Kann ich mich nicht
Perhaps you could
daran
ask someone else?
erinnern. Warum fragt ihr nicht jemand anderen? Echt jetzt? Als ob du keine Ahnung hast. Du bist eine Wache. Na komm, bitte lass den was machen.
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
Huh?
Warum
Why do
fragst
you
du das?
ask?
I'm just checking to ensure
Ich
nothing
möchte nur
unusual has
sicherstellen,
happened.
ob es etwas Ungewöhnliches gibt.
Well, I can't say it's unusual, but I did notice something.
Ungewöhnliches gibt, aber es gibt definitiv etwas, das mir aufgefallen ist.
There's a Kashar researcher who's been making frequent shipments recently. Dozen of large boxes each time, if not more.
Jedes Mal mindestens einige Dutzend Kisten.
When I asked him about it, he said they just contained a bunch of old worn-out machines. The Kashar used to often sell scrap machines to traveling merchants, so I didn't really think anything of it.
Die Baulehre auch häufig verschrottete Maschinen an reisende Kaufleute verkauft. Also habe ich nicht weiter drauf geachtet.
But he's been making a lot of shipments lately. There weren't ever so many outdated machines before.
Zuvor waren es nicht so viele ausgediente Teile.
And you didn't find that suspicious? Why didn't you report it for inspection?
Well, the boxes were stamped with the Matra seal. Why should I bother?
Der Freigabestempel der Matra. Warum sollte ich da etwas untersuchen?
Of course, I did start to wonder about the seal once, thinking that maybe they forged it or something. But you know what happened? A man named Taj came here and told me that he'd already inspected the goods personally and ordered me to leave the researcher alone. I couldn't question his word, could I?
Jenen Gelehrten damit nicht belästigen soll. Man kann eine echte Person nicht fälschen, oder?
Possible.
Wie könnte das sein?
There must be some sort of mistake. There's no way Taj would ever... No, I won't believe it. Taj is an honorable man. Someone must be trying to frame him.
Pflichtbewusst. Das muss eine Verleugnung sein. Nee, ist es nicht.
Wait, I know another Matra who works with Taj. I can ask him to let us speak with Taj.
Ich werde mich von ihm zu Taj bringen lassen.
As I've already told you, I don't have any way to contact Taj.
Ach, ich habe dir doch bereits gesagt, dass ich keinen Weg habe, Taj zu kontaktieren.
A few Eremites showed up looking for Taj yesterday, and he met with them in his office. I was standing outside of the door, and I vaguely heard them say, "Found it."
Taj hat sich mit ihnen im Büro getroffen. Ich stand vor der Tür und konnte undeutlich hören, dass sie gefunden gesagt haben.
Before I realized it, the door opened and Taj left with the group of them. I noticed that he had also changed into Eremite attire. But Taj didn't come to work today, so I've also started to feel a little concerned about the whole thing. If you'd like to speak with him, maybe you can try visiting his home. He lives just on the outskirts of Sumeru City.
Dann wäre es wohl am besten, bei seinem Haus vorbeizuschauen. Wohnt in einem Vorort von Sumeru.
A group of Eremites?
Die Goldbrigade.
Could Taj really be the one making all the canned knowledge?
Wissenskonserven angefertigt hat?
No way. Taj is just like Sino. They're considered heroes among the Matra. There's no way that he would... Fine. Looks like there's no other choice.
Auch nichts, was wir tun könnten.
Hey, don't let it get to you just yet. We'll get to the bottom of this once and for all.
Nicht wahr, Kiyotaka? Ja, die Wahrheit kommt immer ans Licht.
So, this is Taj's place.
Drinnen scheint niemand zu sein.
Well, what should we do
Was
then?
machen wir?
Do we break
Brechen wir
in?
einfach ein?
No.
Nein, Moment, die Tür ist nicht abgeschlossen. Liegt das
the
vielleicht
door's
daran,
unlocked.
dass Taj über
Did Taj leave in a hurry? Well, anyway, we're
Andererseits
still not sure if he's the
können wir
real
uns
culprit.
noch nicht sicher
Probably
sein,
not a
dass
good
Taj
idea to go in
der
without
ist.
permission.
Einfach so in sein Haus einzutreten wäre womöglich nicht angemessen.
You're right.
Stimmt auch wieder, aber
Even if we apply for a warrant now, we won't be able to do anything until tomorrow at the earliest.
Mindestens bis morgen
This
dauern, dass
is
wir
an
zu
emergency.
Tat schreiten können.
I just
Doch
hope
die Zeit
Taj
drängt.
doesn't
Ich hoffe,
mind.
dass Taj nichts dagegen haben wird.
What's this?
It's a paper full of names written on it.
Namen und eine
Oh,
Karte.
and a map.
Nabil, verstehst du das?
Nabil, can you make any sense of this?
Yes, this is definitely Taj's handwriting. These papers look like records. These are the transactions between Taj and some other people. From the look of the numbers, the scale of this smuggling case is absolutely massive. The whole operation involves more than 300 people, including dozens of celebrities. These are famous scholars, merchants, mercenaries. I have a feeling that Sino might be unaware of what he's up against. There's no way anyone could face such a large organization on their own. You're right. That's just who he is. As for the map, it appears to indicate the location of the Court of Desolation. Let's take it to Sino and let him decide how to proceed. If Taj really has turned on his honor and committed these terrible acts, then I suspect that he might already be at the Court of Desolation as we speak.
Dann halte ich es für wahrscheinlich, dass derzeit im Hof der Trübsal ist.
I don't want to suspect him, but I also don't know him very well. Maybe Sino will know what to do.
Hatte nicht wirklich viel Kontakt mit ihm. Sino hingegen könnte vielleicht etwas bemerkt haben.
All right, we'll give these to Sino and see.
Bringen wir
Let's go.
diese Sachen umgehend zu Sino. Ah ja, hier ist genau der letzte Stream abgestürzt. Der erste Part.
Well, Sino, what do you make of it?
It's been a while since I last saw him. From what I remember, he is a straight-laced man. Although he would resort to extreme measures from time to time, he would never do anything against his beliefs.
So do you think he's the one behind all this?
Der Strippenzieher ist, Sino?
I'm still not sure.
Ich weiß es nicht.
I cannot imagine how devastating the incident with Mortada was for him. Nor can I deny the possibility that people can change. Whether it's out of love for his son or for other reasons, we have to see for ourselves to judge him. Or rather, the person he's become. That's right. It's clear that he had a hand in this case, yet he made no report of it. There's no doubting that. That's also why I need to see him. I must ask his reasoning and judge him myself. Time is ticking.
Los, die Zeit ist gegen uns. Schaffen wir das? Kriegen wir das Ding da oben? Sehr gut. Schatzräuber und Goldbrigade also. Interessant. Ja, die versuchen wir jetzt zu umgehen. Da habe ich keine Lust drauf. Haben genügend Fleisch momentan. Noch muss ich nichts haben. Ich weiß, wo der Haupt des Flugsaals ist. Ich muss nur runter. Von dem Hügel. Da ist er. Teleportationspunkt freigeschaltet? Wo ist denn der? Nicht hier. Das Ding geht tatsächlich nicht auf. Das wird interessant. Wir haben natürlich keine Elektro dabei. Aber jetzt.
Well, since you asked so nicely.
My mind is completely blank. I need to get out and unwind.
Ja, doch, wir haben eine Elektro, wir kriegen es ja noch. Die haben eine gute Waffe. Okay, das Artefakt sieht interessant aus. Ja, sogar C3. Im Test.
So this is the Court of Desolation. Are there really any treasures buried here? Oh, Paimon's kinda nervous. Could it be dangerous?
Don't worry. You'll be safe with me.
Surrender! Spring forth!
Cole, mine's a bit...
Right now. Nothing lasts forever.
Futile!
Er hat nichts gedroppt. Oh, super. Aber dafür gibt es eine Kiste.
Look! These walls have definitely seen better days. Was there some sort of fight here? Let's keep going and see what we can find.
Nowhere to run! Futile!
Was passiert hier?
Whoa! Is it just Paimon? Or did that passageway just rotate? It's not gonna start moving again, is it? Either way, we should be careful.
Oh, schlafende Skorpione. Ich töte euch nicht.
Nowhere to run.
Es gibt sogar eine Truhe. Okay, das sieht recht interessant aus. Ja, starten wir das Ding mal.
A passage! Hopefully that's our way in.
Nee, können wir nicht. Da kommt noch ein Durchgang.
That eye seems to be staring right at us. This place gives Paimon the creeps. You go first.
Noch einmal drehen. Oh, jetzt dreht sich das komplette Ding. Echt jetzt? Muss ich wieder hoch? Ah, stimmt ja, jetzt die Elektroleiter. Da hinten sollte das dann der letzte Eingang sein. Hi.
Surrender! Through me, justice is served! Guilty! You stand condemned!
Ah. Ja, das ist eine Tür. Ist das Touch?
Taj.
Ja.
Ah, Sino.
Lange nicht
It's
gesehen.
been some time since I've seen you last. I trust you are doing well. Seeing that you've made it all the way here, you must be on the cusp of wrapping up your investigation, I presume. Even faster than I expected. Is it because you have some new partners now?
Liegt das an deinem neuen Partner?
That's right.
Richtig,
This case is nearly closed,
aber es gibt den
but the most
wichtigsten,
important answer still eludes me.
es gibt zu den wichtigsten Sachen noch ein paar offene
Was it all
Fragen.
your doing?
Steckst du dahinter, das
Smuggling the
Gesetz
canned
konserven,
knowledge?
die Forschung zum Hof
The
des
research of the Court of Desolation?
Trübsal. Der Trübsal.
Yes,
Das war
it was
ich.
me.
Then explain
Warum
why.
wird das gemacht?
That's the difficult
Schwer
part.
zu beantworten.
Let's just say
Sagen wir,
I've
ich habe mich
changed.
verändert.
I've become a selfish
Feig,
coward who only
egoistisch
wants to
und auf
pursue
den
his own
eigenen
interests.
Vorteil bedacht.
I find that hard to believe.
Ich kann mir nur schwer vorstellen, dass du dich so verändert haben sollst.
Oh, really?
Wirklich.
Way I see it,
Ich denke,
every
dass am
person will
Ende
end up
alle
like me
Menschen
sooner
gleich
or
werden.
later. When you're young, you
In der
press
Jugend
forward,
unbesorgt
unattached,
voranschreiten,
living
nur
solely
für
for the
das
justice in your heart.
Leben, was man selbst für
But as you
richtig
begin
hält.
to
Je
age,
älter man wird, desto vorsichtiger
you start to
wird man.
become more
Es gibt
cautious.
viele Dinge, von denen
You
man
know
weiß,
many
dass
things
sie
are
falsch
wrong,
sind,
but
aber trotzdem
still turn a blind eye to
nimmt man
them.
I was the same. I never questioned my actions until Murtada died. I could feel the justice that I once strived to uphold slowly crumbling in my heart. I was completely dedicated to all that I did, but as I grew older, I found myself feeling alone, miserable. Can you imagine what it feels like to not have the will to live, but not be able to die? Murtada was sent to prison by my own hands. I set myself on this painful path. My son hated me to the day he died, and now I must live with that pain and regret. I failed him as a father, but now I have a chance to make it right, a chance to reunite with him. The Court of Desolation. Here lies the key to overcoming life and death, the power to even bring the dead back to life.
So, did you already find what you needed here?
See this door behind me? Behind it lies the treasures that I seek. I'm so close, Sino. If only you hadn't arrived now, I could already have...
Enough conjecture. What has happened is already part of the past. You cannot bring the dead back to life. In the end, the treasures you seek are nothing but myths and legend.
Since you're so sure, why don't you just let me open the door and see then?
No. I sense danger behind that door. There will be dire consequences the moment you open it.
I beg you, as an old partner, can you let me fulfill my last wish just this once? Surely you get it by now. Doing your job without mercy will only drive people away from you. I'm the prime example.
I don't overthink things. If there is only one way for me to defend my principles, then that is the path I will take.
Seems there's no convincing you. All right then. Let's see if your polearm skills have improved at all.
Mal gucken, was der so drauf hat.
This power is mine.
Ah, nee, wir hatten eine Echse beschworen. Und ein Vogel. Okay, ja. Das ist neu. Das ist wirklich
Surrender! Judgment is upon us. Penance is due!
As I thought.
Okay, das war einfach.
Your strength.
Die Kraft in dir.
You feel it, don't you? I'm stronger than you remember. I gained new power when I entered the Court of Desolation. This is only a taste of it. Once I open the door behind me, this power will be complete. Even life and death will have no grip on me.
Uh-oh. We have to stop this guy!
I won't let you open that door.
I wouldn't be so sure. I'm afraid it won't be easy to stop me now that you're injured. Or are you ready to sacrifice your life for this?
I'll do what I have to.
Das macht nichts.
I still remember when we first became partners. You were always charging forward and putting your life on the line, just like now. Even after all this time, you still haven't changed.
You haven't changed either. You left that list of names and map in your house on purpose, didn't you? You wanted me to be able to find you here. All of this was just part of the act you were putting on. What happened just now was also part of your plan. You might have fooled those on the list, but you will not fool me. I had my suspicions from the beginning, but I couldn't be sure until we fought. If you really had changed, your fighting style wouldn't be as it was before.
Huh? What do you mean, Sino?
Was soll das heißen?
He never planned on opening the door.
Vor, diese Tür zu öffnen.
His true intention was...
What's happening?
Ach, was für ein lauter Knall. Was passiert ist?
Seems our time is running short.
Es sieht aus, als blieb
Let me
nicht
make
viel
this
Zeit,
quick
kurz
then.
gesagt.
After Mortada
Nach
died,
Mortadas Tod war ich lange
my
Zeit
spirit was
niedergeschlagen.
crushed.
Hatte
For a long time, I was hoping this reality was just some terrible nightmare. I hoped I would just wake up and be able to see his smiling face again. That is when I was approached by someone who wished to collaborate and find the Court of Desolation together. I did some investigation of my own and discovered they were part of a massive organization.
Und fand heraus, dass hinter ihnen eine gewaltige Organisation steckt.
People from every walk of life are involved. They are relentless in their search, pouring countless more into secret research, even sacrificing lives in hopes that the Court of Desolation would appear.
Gesellschaftsschichten stammenden Leute, umengend an Geld für geheime Forschungen ausgegeben. Und sie sind nicht einmal davor zurückgeschreckt, über Leichen zu gehen.
No wonder banning the research wasn't enough. A full-scale operation was already in motion.
Weitergeführt wurde, wenn diese Leute im Hintergrund die Strippen ziehen.
I'm a flesh and blood human like anyone else, so I obviously hesitated and considered it. The thought of bringing my son back tugged at my heart, but in the end, I came to my senses. I knew that I could not let myself go down that path. I suddenly came to a realization amidst my suffering. The Court of Desolation, a place that once drove people to tragedy, was still doing so, even centuries later.
Ist auch einige hundert Jahre später immer noch eine Geburtsstätte von Tragödien.
As long as this place exists, people will recklessly seek it out, just as Mortada did, generation after generation, regardless of the cost.
Die Suchen danach machen und dafür mit ihrem Leben bezahlen.
Let it be buried beneath the sand forever. Once the Court of Desolation is gone, there will no longer be anyone obsessed with seeking it out.
Wird es auch niemanden mehr geben, der von ihm besessen ist. Die Spuren der Zerstörung, die wir auf dem Weg gesehen haben.
That's right.
Richtig, ich
I
habe
acted as if I had abandoned my convictions just so that they would cooperate without raising any suspicion. This was the only way I could find and destroy this place. But that wasn't enough. I needed someone I could trust to bring the organization to justice. The academia forbids the research of the Court of Desolation, so they would never approve my plan in the first place.
Hätte sie meinen Plan von Beginn an nicht bewilligt.
To add to the problem, the organization is so powerful that they even have members working within the academia. If I wished to destroy the organization, I couldn't just count on the academia alone.
So, you pretended to be the one behind all this as a test for me.
Yes. I'm sorry, but now I am assured. You haven't changed at all. You are still as you always were, fearless, and making no compromise. Anyway, this place is collapsing. You must leave now.
Ihr solltet von hier verschwinden.
Wait! Aren't you leaving
Warte, kommst du nicht mit? Da draußen warten noch viele Bösewichte, denen das Hand weggelegt werden
His fate is already sealed.
Er kann nicht mehr
There is no life left inside him.
Hauch des Lebens ist fast
He is like a
am Ende,
candle with
wie
no
eine
more wick to
ausgebrannte
burn.
Kerze. Der Preis für das Öffnen des Hofs der Trübsal ist ein Leben.
You planned it all from the very beginning, didn't you?
Du wusstest, dass es so enden würde, also als du diesen Plan gefasst hast.
Risking being treated as a traitor to collaborate with them. Sacrificing your own life to open and destroy the Court of Desolation.
Und auf Kosten des eigenen Lebens den Hof der Trübsal zu öffnen und zu zerstören.
Regardless, I made a grave mistake by allowing the smuggling and the research of this place. Let this be the final judgment on myself.
Ihr als das finale Urteil ansehen, dass ich über mich selbst spreche.
I was always so busy with work that I never made time to fulfill Mortada's wishes.
Ich mein Leben lang geschafft habe, auch nur einen von Mortadas Wünschen zu erfüllen.
Finding this place was his biggest wish. Since I'll be reuniting with him here, I can only hope he won't have anything more to hold against me. I'll leave all those people on the list to you. Sorry for all the trouble I've caused.
There's nothing to be sorry for. We are partners. If you see Mortada, send him my greetings. Goodbye, old friend.
Dad, why are they so strict with me? I'm always the only one who gets in trouble.
Just leave me alone! Don't worry, I won't damage your precious reputation.
Alright, Dad. Let's start over. By the way, I finally found an area of research I wish to pursue. Why can't you show even a little leniency? Why?
Because we are Matra.
Natürlich habe ich die Kopfhörer zu spät gezogen und jetzt ist das mit drauf. Eigentlich war das nicht so geplant, aber jetzt ist es so. Ich kann es nicht mehr rückgängig machen.
Desolation has.
Hof der Trübsal. Ist verschwunden.
Just as Taj said,
Es ist genau wie
that
Taj
place had
gesagt
caused
hat,
too
der
many
Hof der
disasters
Trübsal
and
hat bereits
tragedies.
zu viel Unheil angerichtet.
Being buried in
Im
quicksand
Treibsand
is its
begraben zu
rightful
werden,
end.
ist sein rechtmäßiges Ende. Was ist mit der Organisation?
To them,
Für sie spielt
as
es
long as
keine
there's
Rolle,
more
ob
to
es
be
der
made,
Hof der
they will
Trübsal
disregard the
ist oder
Academia's
etwas
rules,
anderes. Hauptsache,
whether it's the Court of
es bringt
Desolation or
Profit.
anything else.
Also ignorieren sie die Verbote der Akademie.
Their only goal is to
Ihr
make
Ziel ist
massive
es nur,
profits off of dangerous
gefährlicher
research.
Forschung große
Taj may have set them back with the Court of Desolation,
Dieses Mal ist ihnen
but
Taj in die Quere
it
gekommen,
won't be
doch
long
sie
before they continue searching
werden
for
sich
another target.
sicher neue Ziele suchen.
That's an opportunity that I will
Aber ich werde
not
ihnen
let them
diese Chance
have.
nicht geben.
We'll help too.
Lasst uns auch helfen.
Thank you.
Vielen
But
Dank,
you've
aber
already
ihr
done
habt schon
enough.
mehr als genug für mich getan.
Just leave the rest to
Den
me.
Rest überlasst mir.
I
Ich
will
will
bring them to
sie
justice
eigenhändig
myself.
vor Gericht bringen,
Besides, I promised you that I would sweep away any potential danger. So, that's what I'm going to do. Wait for me at Caravan Rebop 4 days from now.
Caravan Rebop. Ja, das kann ja noch interessant werden. Vielleicht wenn die das hören. Jetzt stehen Bala auf. Jetzt erst.
Scatter! My guiding stars!
Yeah! Propagate! Yeah!
Meine gewöhnlichen Skorpione, die sind riesig und sehr tödlich. Aber die bringen sehr viel Fleisch. Ja, das Ding ist endlich begraben. Ja, es ist zwar Feuer, aber man brennt nicht. Okay. Ja, hier geht's wieder Richtung Kajinisut. Der Tempel, der offiziell geschlossen ist. Ein Vogel. Hat der einen Vogel? Einen Vogel? Das gibt natürlich Geflügel. Wo ist denn das Karawanen-Rabitat? Ribat. Dann werden wir mal die 4 Tage nicht warten, sondern wir machen einfach einen Zeitsprung. Übermorgen. Das reicht aber noch nicht. Das reicht nicht. Deswegen noch einmal. Ja, machen wir den einer Pull. Müssen wir überlegen. Da warten wir, bis wir 10 haben. Ich denke mal, ich warte da eher.
We meet again. Thank you so much for all your help.
So sehen wir uns wieder. Wirklich vielen Dank euch beiden.
Nabil, what are you
Nabil, was
doing
machst du denn hier?
Convicts from the desert are being escorted through Caravan Ribat, so I'm here to keep an eye on things. This should be the last group of them, so I'll be heading back to the Academia once they're cleared.
Ribat passieren. Und ich bin dafür verantwortlich, sie im Auge zu behalten. Das ist die letzte Gruppe. Nachdem ich fertig bin, werde ich zur Akademie zurückgehen. Wie ist die Lage?
The last few days have been quite the ride, but fortunately, I can say with confidence that this case is finally coming to an end. At first, the mercenary groups on the list were putting up quite a fight. They made several desperate attempts to cover up the truth. However, word is that someone crossed the desert and took out their main camp overnight.
Aber ich habe gehört, dass jemand die Wüste durchquert und ihr Versteck innerhalb von nur einer Nacht zerstört habe.
After that, people on the list started to put pressure on the higher-ups within the Academia. Everyone was on edge, and the case came to a standstill.
Auf die Oberen der Akademie aus. Es war eine Zeit der Panik und der Fall wurde vorübergehend eingestellt.
And then what happened?
Well, then we received word that Taj Rudkani had sacrificed himself on the case. The news really stirred up the members of our ranks. The Matra then moved together against the enemy. We cleared out the traitors from within the Academia and arrested all the researchers on the list.
Dabei wurden alle Gelehrten, die auf der Liste standen, festgenommen.
Some of them managed to get out of the Academia, but still failed to escape. The scattered criminals were captured all across Sumeru by the mysterious person who had defeated the mercenary
Zusammen
groups.
mit den anderen Gefangenen, die sich über ganz Sumeru verteilt hatten, wurden sie allesamt von der mysteriösen Person, die die Söldnertruppen beseitigt hatte, in Haft genommen.
I even heard that someone was about to escape to Fontaine, but was still apprehended just at the border. Having more than 300 prisoners apprehended for interrogation has definitely shaken things up recently.
Zurückgebracht. Über 300 Gefangene wurden verhört. Die Auswirkungen kamen einem Erdbeben gleich.
So that's the end of it. Catching everyone on the list means no more smuggling canned knowledge and no more victims.
Niemanden mehr, der Wissenskonserven schmuggeln würde. Ciao, dann gibt es auch keine weiteren Opfer mehr.
It was a lot of work, but
Auch wenn das
Paimon
richtig
thinks we
harte
accomplished
Arbeit
something
war,
big.
findet Paimon, dass wir hier etwas Großartiges geleistet haben.
That's right. Thanks again for your assistance.
Genau, ich danke euch vielmals.
As for the mysterious person who hit the mercenary camp, that must be Sino, right? He's the only one I can think of who could accomplish such a feat.
Meiner Ansicht nach könnte nur er eine solche Sache vollbringen.
Speaking of which, have you been in touch with Sino these days? I think I just saw him when I was on watch nearby.
Ich hatte noch Kontakt zu Sino, als ich vor kurzem hier in der Nähe Ausschau gehalten habe, habe ich eine Gestalt gesehen, die ihm ähnlich sah.
He was walking with someone I didn't recognize, and then before I knew it, they were nowhere to be seen. If you happen to see him, please send my regards.
Falls ihr ihn seht, grüßt ihn bitte von mir.
Sure thing, Nabil. You be careful too. Don't let any of those bad guys escape.
Lasst diese Bösewichte nicht entkommen.
Don't worry about me.
Macht euch keine Sorgen.
If anything happens, you can find me at the Academia anytime.
Wenn ihr in Zukunft etwas braucht,
Farewell,
könnt ihr gern zu mir in die Akademie kommen. Ja. Jetzt sind wir noch seine suchen. Der steht da oben.
Trying to single-handedly bring 300 people to justice must feel pretty exhilarating. But I can assure you, this is certainly not the best solution.
Grandios, egal wie man es betrachtet. Ist das nicht der beste Weg?
I'm aware.
Ich weiß.
However, I learned something unexpected during interrogation. Apparently, someone had enticed Murtada Radkani into becoming interested in researching the Court of Desolation. Murtada had lived in his father's shadow all his life. Naturally, he wanted to conduct research that would seem groundbreaking and significant. After Murtada died, the organization tried to use Taj's shame regarding his son to add him to their ranks. Toying with others' minds, treating lives like dirt, and doing anything for their own interests.
Fine, I understand. This is a type of trap I've been working on which uses plants. Here, take some just in case you need them next time. If thrown into the mud, the trap will grow rapidly and disperse a pollen that has a paralyzing effect. I don't have much use for the traps these days, but maybe you will and can help me collect more testing data.
Normalerweise verwende ich sie nicht, aber wenn ich sie dir gebe, kann ich mir Experimentierdaten sammeln.
Sino! Tighnari! Oh, so Tighnari must be who Nabil saw earlier. Are you also here to see Sino?
That's right. Sino asked me to collect some medicinal herbs to treat a girl named Simi. I also dropped by just to check for any injuries. He seems to be fine physically, but he looks a little more lonely than I remember.
Körperlich ist alles in Ordnung. Sieht nur noch einsamer aus als vorher.
And Sino, relax. You don't always have to look so serious, you know. Why don't you play more Genius Invocation TCG? Kale has always been a little wary of you, and your stern expression certainly isn't helping.
How is Kale these days?
Wie geht es, Kolai?
She's grown a bit taller, but her grades could use some improvement. She still made many mistakes on her last test, even after I had marked all the important content in the book for her. Her condition seems to be improving lately, so I plan on having her go outside more. It just so happens that I have something she can help me with.
Huh? You mean Kale is leaving Avidia Forest? What happened?
I've asked her to host some ad hoc lectures to teach the dangers of canned knowledge, as well as how to use it safely. Although we've apprehended all the criminals behind the recent smuggling case, there are many people who are still curious and seek after canned knowledge. So I decided to ask her to work on increasing knowledge and awareness on the topic. Please be sure to keep an eye on her.
I will.
If anything else happens, the three of you can find me in the Avidia Forest. Take care.
I've already caught those who were preparing to attack you in secret. Even if some criminals did slip through our fingers, they wouldn't know that you were involved in the case, so you can relax.
But what about you, Sukuna?
It's still not time for me to rest yet. Those who died have fulfilled their wishes, but those who are alive must continue pressing forward. I've been thinking about what Taj said in the Court of Desolation these last few days. His words were not empty. People do change, and no belief can completely resist the erosion of time. I just hope my own change will come slowly, so that I can press on a little further. That way, those who see me as their superior, and those who are following in my footsteps, will learn courage from my example. Just as I gained courage from my own superiors and my partner. I'll be fine.
Mach dir keine Sorgen.
I'm also enjoying my chat with you right now, you know. There are many things I feel better about once I start to talk about them. Many people want to go to the desert to offer condolences for Taj, but I didn't share details with anyone. I'd prefer to avoid revealing the location of the Court of Desolation. One day, I'll gather some flowers that grow in arid desert conditions. And then, I was hoping you'd join me in planting them on the remains of the Court of Desolation.
Ja, das war Sinus Quest. Oh, wir haben was für die Kanne bekommen. Die Aktentasche des Mahamatras. Wo haben wir die denn? Ist tatsächlich etwas für die Kanne, kann das sein? Oder irre ich mich da? Da! Sag ich ja, ist für die Kanne. So, dann geht es weiter mit Minus Quest, aber nicht in diesem Stream und dieser Folge. Wir sehen uns in der nächsten Folge wieder und im nächsten Stream, der jetzt gleich laufen wird.